Hey YouTube, how are you doing? I'm Jeremiah from New Life Counseling. The other day I did a video on goal setting, flexible goal setting. And I realized afterwards, it's one thing to talk about it, but it's a whole nother thing to actually do it, to see it, apply it. So if you're one of those people who are going, yes, I like it, but I'm still lost, or oh, what do I do? Well, tell you what, why don't you grab a pen and paper right now and join me as I practically just take one of my goals and just break it down in very practical ways with you. Now, for those of you who already know how to do goals and how to set flexible goal setting, please don't go any further and watch this video or you're going to be bored, okay? Some of you are going to watch this after a minute and go, oh, I totally get what he's doing. Oh, yeah, okay. Hey, move on. But for those of you who want that step-by-step, what's the thought process that a guy like Jeremiah, might be doing or thinking, hey, stick around and let's tune in and watch some goal setting flexibly. All right, so we're just going to get really practical here and just writing down some goals. So I'm just going to write out goals here. And of course, the one we're going to focus on here, just to be very practical, one of the goals that I set for this year is to do some YouTube videos, do something different, take a little bit of break from the writing and blogging that I've been doing for the last couple of years. And let's do some YouTube. So goals, YouTube, can't even spell here, it's all good, YouTube videos. And yes, this is a world premiere of my amazing writing abilities. And yes, some of you might be going, well, dude, do it on the computer. Yeah, I could, and I've done that sometimes, but there's something in actually writing with this thing called a pen that actually connects things to our brain that is different than we actually are being and writing things on a computer. That's a different talk for another day. I feel like a puppet show here. Anyways, let's talk about that. So here's what we're going to do. As mentioned before, we want to break this down, all right? In fact, maybe what I'm going to do is actually, let's go this way. Let's break it down. So we've got our 0, I should say, to 1 year goals. Then we've got our 2 to 5. And then we've got our 6 to 10 year goals, of course. And then up here, this is where we've got that, if you remember, BHAG, all right, big, hairy, audacious goal. All right, wow, what is that gonna be? Well, we'll talk about that maybe near the end here. But let's get real practical here. 0 to 1 month. So, if we're gonna do YouTube videos, for this year, this is primarily what I am focusing on, okay? And we might even take this and break this down a little bit even more using some of the SMART concepts that we talked about in the previous video. But from there, we know that we want to create 50 to 100 videos, okay? That's a very practical, applicable, if it doesn't quite work out, if things get too busy, other projects come up, those are going to be things that we're going to continue to look at. And maybe I just focus on the 50. But if I can get the 100, that would be awesome, okay? That might lead into the 2 to 5 year goals to where, you continue to grow. But let's just focus right now on the 0 to 1. 50 to 100. If I'm doing that, 50 videos, all right, well, in order to do that, I'm gonna have to come up with, for sure, 1 to 2 vids a week, okay? And I'm just writing that down very practically. But with that, I've got to break things down as well, because what about, there's a whole bunch of different things that I'm even still learning. One of the next things I got to do is work on one of those practical goals I got to do that I can do this year, that'll probably be within the 0 to 1 month category, is going to be figuring out how to do intro screens. All right. There's a very popular method that's being done right now that you'll see on many of the more popular YouTube channels. But I'm also a big believer, you just got to do what you got to do and you got to get it out there, but this is definitely something I want to do to make it look a little more professional, a little more actual what's happening right now. It's just part of the learning curve. Probably, one of the things that I've already set, a short-term goal that I've already achieved, so I'll put a little check mark here even though I've already done it, and that's relearn some video editing. All right. Now, if, let's say, within 1 year, beyond just making videos, it turns out that actually this is being successful, well, this is where we're going to go into the 2 to 5 year goals. And one of the things that I can put here and here at the same time is content. All right. And that's where we're going to have to break that down even further. What's the content going to be? So 2 to 5, we know we're going to need more content. Hey, right now I'm just doing individual videos. This is one that I'm going to put within the 2 to 5 year category, but maybe I can start, maybe it happens sooner than not, and that would be this one. And that is maybe doing interviews. One of the ways that you can get content is let's draw and pull from other people's expertise. What would be another good 2 to 5 year goal? This might be maybe expand YouTube channel. All right. Many individuals have beyond just one YouTube channel. Maybe it's 1 to 2 channels. All right. I'd have to look at that and think about that and maybe come back to it. One of the other things that a lot of people do that I actually am not going to be probably focusing on this year, but I would if things were being successful, would be making the mini short videos. All right. That's the little quick 30-second to a minute snap quick shots that you can also then extend to, and this is where it would be in the 2 to 5. All right, and this is where it'd be expand to other social media platforms. Hey, don't worry if you can't read it. You get what I'm doing. This is where even if you have the worst handwriting in the world, I might be in line for one of the top 100, but beyond that, this is you. No one has to see this. Doesn't matter. 6 to 10 years. Boy, that's interesting. 6 to 10 years. Wow. I mean, that would be where maybe from a goal perspective of YouTube, do I do private practice? And yes is the answer to that. I love it. It's in my bones. It's in my blood. But what I mean by this, do I do private practice, is who else can do the videos? Is there someone else I can train? What about, and this may be a 2 to 5, could be a 6 to 10. All right, so I'm going to make a little line here. It could be one or the other. What about hiring staff? This would be for like editing, making the shorts, making the, what is that called? Yeah, making the, well, as my brain blanks out, making the, I'll probably edit this part out. Making the I'm still stuck. My brain is not functioning. That's all good. This happens. That just means sometimes you just got to walk away and come back. But in this case, it is making the intro screens, etc. See, this can very quickly go beyond just one thing. This is why a lot of people will use like a board, a whiteboard, take a picture of it. Then you transfer this onto what would be known as your computer, your phone, different apps that are available out there that you can then break it down and review it and change it as necessary. Hey, let's finish off here at this BHAG. What are we going to do with this BHAG? Big, hairy, audacious goal? Well, honestly, my goal ultimately, which I guess I should add here as well, is just to support clients, community, and possibly increase clientele. All right. If you don't know about me, how are you going to find about me? And come on in and get the support that you deserve and need. But a BHAG, as far as just plain YouTube videos, well, let's go with income, maybe a second income from these videos. And that would probably be where you get hiring staff, all that stuff, that's 6 to 10. But man, if that were to happen sooner than later, or if it never happened and it was maybe year 11 or 20, who cares? But if it were to happen, boy, that's really at the end of the day, the big, hairy, audacious goal. Second income from the videos. Another personal one I might have for myself that I'll share is these videos actually help and support someone. Maybe that's you, maybe it's not. But boy, if these videos could actually help and support someone, that's why we as therapists do what we do. We just don't want to just do this to just do it. We actually want to support and help you go to that next level, which is why I have the name New Life, so you can walk in new life. All right, guys, that's it for this video. We might do one more here and break down this into some very practical stuff, but I think you kind of get the idea. That is goals. But look at that. I've written this down. I can now take a picture. I can transfer this over to my computer, and it gives me a guideline, knowing that I am going to have to take this year 0 to 1 and actually break this down into even further steps that will be able to support this goal from actually happening, of making YouTube videos. All right, YouTube, all the best. Have an awesome rest of wherever you are today, okay? We'll talk to you soon.